Hello, wonderful teachers. This is Matt Rogers coming to you for a tutorial on how to add screenshots of a PDF, insert them into a custom Google slide in order for students to insert a text box to complete the PDF assignment. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do is download your guided notes and open it up. You want to make sure that your entire first page is showing. Now, I would suggest you go into Google and type in the keyboard shortcut to uh, uh, create a screenshot, or if you're on a PC, it's called the snipping tool. And if you're on a Chromebook, give it a Google. But it's pretty much like your Windows button and your switcher up there. But Google it to find out exactly what it is for your device. It's either called a screenshot, or if it's a Windows, it is called snipping tool. So in my case, I press Command-Shift-4. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of the full page, the first page of the PDF. And as you see, it adds it to my desktop. If you're on a Chromebook, it might automatically add it to your Google Drive. So we're going to go to page 2. Again, take a screenshot of the full page. And you're going to do that for each page. And you want the crosshairs so that way you can select it. There's some shortcuts out there that will let you take a screenshot of your entire screen. But in this case, I'm able to make a selection of an area that I want to take a screenshot. So there is page 4, and now page 5. I have now taken a screenshot of each page. I'm going to X out of the guided notes. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's each page. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a Google slide, and you are going to click blank. First thing we always do when we get into a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, a Google slide is always rename it. And in this case, Roman Empire. All right, so now that we have it renamed, next we're going to go to layout, and we're going to remove those text boxes on there by simply choosing blank. Now, we need the slide to be 8.5 by 11. That's a normal sheet of paper. So in order to do that, we're going to go to File, and then Page Setup. Click the drop-down box, and we're going to choose Custom. And as we know, a sheet of paper is 8.5 by 11. We want to make sure inches is selected and choose Apply. Now you see that the Google slide is a replica of a sheet of paper. Now, there were 5 pages that I took a screenshot of, so we want 5 slides for each page. So I'm going to right-click on the left-hand side, right-hand side, can't talk, choose Duplicate Slide. Do that 4 times so that you have 5 pages. One more. So now we have 5 pages, 5 slides. So we're going to go back up to slide 1 now, and now we're going to insert our first image. So what you're going to do, we're going to put these images in the background so kids cannot accidentally delete the image. So right-click on the first slide in the middle, change background. You have some different options. We're going to choose image. Now, you have upload, camera by URL, photos, Google Drive. If you have a Chromebook, that might be where they go, or a Google image search. Or you can browse your computer wherever those files are. or you can drag file here. In my case, they are on my desktop, so I'm going to simply drag over page 1. Done. Let's try it again. Change background, choose image, drag it over, and done. So as you see, it is added the page. We're going to do that for each slide. Change background, choose image, drag over page 2. Done. Go to slide 3. Right click on the middle, change background, choose image, page 3. We're going to do that for each one. So now we're on 4. Right click, change background, choose image, bring in page 4. Done. Page 5, right click, change background, choose image, and drag. So now at this point, you have all 5 of your PDF pages into one Google slide. Now, how do kids answer? First thing, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a notch. So if a kid now needs to answer, they can't just click and start typing. They also can't accidentally delete the image. So what students are going to have to do is they're going to have to go to Insert, Text Box, and then they get crosshairs. They can draw their text box. And students can answer in this text box. Now, if that's a little large font, they can simply change it to 9 if they feel. That way, if their answer is longer than 1 line, it will create 2 lines, similar to the answer of Republic. So there's an example there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Down here is multiple choice. So again, they can go to Insert Text Box, or they can click this T with a square around it. They could simply say, if I want this answer right here, draw it around. I'm going to maybe put the letter X, and there it is. And if you want, you can drag it over just a little bit so it fits right in there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that text box. And same thing for any of your slides. So they can just simply click and drag and answer. And that'll fill it in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and delete that, because now we have our guided notes set up the way that we want, and we now want to share them with our classes. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you're going to go to your Google Classes. I created a test class period. And so anytime you create an assignment, you always want to go to classwork first. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on Create, and we are going to create an assignment. Now, this is Roman Empire. We'll need to click Insert and QES. There you go. Sometimes I type faster than I think. Okay, so, and then you can put any other directions you out there. But this is going to be an important part, because we're not just posting that Google slide onto our stream for kids just to go. We're actually going to create it for them. So what you can do is go ahead and click on Add. And then you have several options: Google Drive, Link, File, or YouTube. Link would be if you had like some websites that you wanted the kids to research. You could add 2 or 3 different links for a different assignment if you wanted kids to research those sites. File would be a file from your computer. YouTube is YouTube, but currently our Google slide is in Google Drive. And it should be our first one right here, guided notes. Now, this is an important part right over here. Students can view file. That means all students will view it at one time. But what we want is make a copy for each student. Okay. And then what you can do over here is you can choose all the classes, first period, third period, fourth period, sixth period, whatever period. You could go ahead and sign that, create the assignment one time, but assign it to multiple classes. And then you could also do individual kids if you wanted to do that. Fill out anything else you need there and click assign. So now at this point, once this is assigned, students will have that into their Google Classroom. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like on the student side. So here is my class right here. Now, I did not put a end date on it, a deadline, and that's why it did not pop up. As you notice, if you put a deadline, those will pop up on theirs if you put a deadline. But let's click it. I'm going to go to classwork, guided notes, Roman Empire. And what we're going to do is the student can go ahead and click here, but I always go one extra step, click view assignment. Because in here, students will be able to, one, make class comments to where other classmates would be able to answer. Over here is a private comment to where students could ask you a question as the teacher in here. But if you look right here, your work. This is the student's version. So the student would be able to click here because you've already added it for them. Here's the assignment. I like to go to view. I like to kick it up to 100. Let's go ahead and insert a text box. Answer here. And once we have the answers there, and say, for example, the student's done, they can go back to the assignment and they will click turn in. And that would let you know that the assignment's done. You'd be able to, let's see if I can pull that up there. Yep. And that is how you add images to a Google slide in order for kids to insert a text box to answer your questions. Good luck.